Again, I miss a lot of stuff. People are always asking, why aren't you covering this? Why aren't you covering that? I just see a Zero Hedge article, read a little bit of it, and like, hey, this is really an evil corporation, and they've done bad stuff before, and it's just like the Resident Evil Corporation. But I didn't even pay attention to the photo they had on there and the underwriting under it. I thought it was a joke. No, they really have the same symbol as the Resident Evil Umbrella Corporation. What in the world is going on? I mean, it's not just close. It's dead on. There was an article, welcome back to the Alex Jones Show, last week saying, meet the real Umbrella Corporation. And I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan. I am a fan of that Eastern European chick, whatever her name is. But I've seen a couple of them. And it's about an evil corporation that's called Umbrella, but really it's the Red Cross of the secret societies. And so whoever wrote it was really smart, because the Red Cross is actually the oldest operating intelligence agency, continual operating secret society that's ever been. There are some that are older, they're just not continually operating. And so everybody's like, yeah, this is like the Umbrella Corporation. And then my buddy Shane Steiner sent me this image. If you're a TV viewer, you can see it. And it says Umbrella Corporation. Overhead shot if we could, that'd be awesome, thanks. And the actual research laboratory where this happened has the exact same symbol, but instead of red and gray, it's green and gray. I mean, it's the exact same symbol. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be a joke. And then Corona translates to Raccoon City, and that ties back to the movie. And I went and looked this up, and again, I miss a lot of stuff. People are always asking, why aren't you covering this? Why aren't you covering that? I just see a Zero Hedge article, read a little bit of it, and like, hey, this is really an evil corporation, and they've done bad stuff before, and it's just like the Resident Evil Corporation. But I didn't even pay attention to the photo they had on there and the underwriting under it. I thought it was a joke. No, they really have the same symbol as the Resident Evil Umbrella Corporation. What in the world is going on? I mean, it's not just close. It's dead on. In fact, it's the same symbol. If you look at it in night vision view, it's just in night vision view. It's the exact symbol. And by the way, that's the symbol of a lot of secret societies, some good, some bad, but that particular one is Nazi lore, the Iron Cross, all of it. Why would the Chi-Coms in a known lab connected to the government and bioweapons development, that's in fact, cue up Senator Cotton, please, yesterday. Why in the hell would they have that symbol? Now, I've got to look it up. I spent like 10 minutes this morning and couldn't find when they got that logo. But it appears the company and the logo comes after Resident Evil. So why would you pick the Resident Evil symbol of the evil global corporation? Why? Why? This is big, folks. This is big. Because the globalists are obsessed with putting their fingerprints on it. Just like anybody, a good guy, bad guy. U.S. Special Forces, you'd say we're the good guys, we're the bad guys in Vietnam, depending on how you look at it, but they'd leave an ace of spades when they killed somebody in their mouth or at the scene so you know who did it. Well, where this came from, a lot of experts believe, and shadowy groups tied to the U.S. military and tied to thefts in Canada of a coronavirus genome, RNA, is now being tracked back to this company. And you've had 4 releases of coronaviruses before. SARS is a coronavirus by Chinese labs. But the Washington Post says, oh, you better not ask questions. That's a conspiracy theory. Well, here's Senator Cotton talking about it yesterday.
They also claimed for almost 2 months until earlier this week that it had originated in a seafood market in Wuhan. that locals had contracted it from animals in, say, bat soup or snake tartare. That is not the case. The Lancet published a study last weekend demonstrating that of the original 40 cases, 14 of them had no contact with the seafood market, including patient 0. As one epidemiologist said, that virus went into the seafood market before it came out of the seafood market. We still don't know where it originated. Could have been another seafood market. Could have been a farm. Could have been a food processing company. I would note that Wuhan also has China's only biosafety level 4 super laboratory that works with the world's most deadly pathogens, to include, yes, coronavirus.
Oh. And he calls for shutting down all flights to the U.S. If it's as deadly as Lancet's saying, up to 15% death rate, which I don't believe, then you better damn well shut down flights from China. Now, I would not preempt the coverage of the trial of the president and the gate crasher and shots fired at Mar-a-Lago and the coronavirus and your phone calls. That's what I'm really wanting to take, because you just bring up angles I wouldn't have thought of. Or a lot of times I already thought that, then later I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot to say that. We're thinking the same thing here. We're getting something done here in a big brainstorm session. That's what this is. There's not talking points coming down from on high. We're trying to suss this out. And some listeners get confused. They go, wait a minute, you got one guest saying this, and I guess, yeah, we're not a cult, man. It's like when they deposed me on Sandy Hook, they go, well, one of your hosts says they thought it happened, but others were questioning. And I go, yeah, man, we're not a cult here. We question everything. Cults tell you don't question. And you should question InfoWars. You should question yourself. You should question the government. You should be engaged. And I'm not here preaching at you. I'm telling you what I need to do. A lot of you that are watching us on television right now are going to ask, what are these big black tote containers? You know, a tote container like that probably costs you $10 at Walmart, just the container. Well, that's My Patriot Supply, who I've had as a sponsor for over 10 years, been around 12 years. They become the leading, they're the top 2 or 3 durable food company out there, because they deliver on time, because they have high quality food that's very, very affordable. And I'm not going to sit here and go through this big red folder I've got right here, because I want to go to your phone calls. But I've got the side-by-side comparison of their food and the quality versus all the other competitors. They are the most inexpensive food of any of the major groups out there. It's high quality, and they deliver it when they say. I'm gonna tell you again, they're like me, they're neurotic about being honest. They got 2.5 weeks of food in right now at current sales rates, but it's exponential. They've got 18-wheelers and food coming in from all over the U.S., but they don't count that until it's in their warehouses, have been certified and everything. So they got 2.5 weeks of food. That's at current sales rates. It could be gone in 2 days at this level. You get your order in, you get it. There's a window that's closing. Do you imagine if the store shelves are already getting cleaned out in a lot of areas, especially around military bases, because they know what's going on, that what's it gonna be like in 3, 4, 5 months when this virus peaks here? And we hope that's not the case. So everybody needs storable foods. This is the best you're gonna get. You can find stuff that costs 4 or 5 times more that tastes gourmet. This just tastes good, and it's got good nutrients, and it lasts a long time. Let me show you one more thing, and I'm going to your calls. These suckers are heavy. I mean, it's like I'm doing a workout right here. Picking up one of these is, you might want to have your husband do it. This is jam-packed. These guys aren't playing games. And you open it up like this. This is food for, this is my food that was getting delivered, extra stuff. You got to get it open. As soon as I do this on air, I can't open it. It's like the pickle jar. And you get in here, and it's just full of all this delicious food that's absolutely nutritious and hasn't got additives and crap in it. It's just jam-packed, folks. It's so heavy. You don't go to the grocery store and find containers like this. It's all like little skimpy things ripping you off. And this is way cheaper than the grocery store and better quality. The point is that My Patriot is not going to raise prices now. InfoWarsStore.com, we just send them the orders digitally every second they come in. It goes right into the feed. You get the best deals with us. They sell for even more to distributors, but I've locked it in. I had to raise it a little bit. They've got to be able to buy food forward. But this is the best deal you're going to find at InfoWarsStore.com. And yes, the money that comes in funds this operation to keep us in place. And I've got a little warehouse across the street from me with food for my own office, firearms and everything, because I believe in being prepared. And you know to take action because the food is already running out because this could be the big one. Go to InfoWarsStore.com and get your Ready Hour food now.